Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. This is Doug Sashry, and as always, I am joined by
Rob Mediola. What's up, Doug?
Oh, it's a
Monday, man.
It's been a busy Monday too.
Yeah, working today.
Yeah,
You been working today?
I've been working. I've been doing everything today and dealing with, I guess, contractors too. On different stuff.
That's always fun.
Yeah. So it's the back and forth. Come back home, go back out, come back home, and it's a. Yeah, and then I started the day off with a little humor. And I shared it. I shared it sometime this morning. That
your Instagram post, I think.
Yeah, with the video,
the guy getting tased.
I
believe he got tased, right?
Yeah. And that was a big guy.
Yeah,
and he was running.
That was in Fort Worth, was it?
Yeah, it's one of the dudes. Like Dallas DFW TV something. It's like that. I forgot the name of the site, but they always put stuff up on Instagram. It's always something crazy. And
I mean, it's funny, but it's not really funny, right?
You know what? There's some stuff
you wonder why people do certain things like that.
Like they'll do stuff where somebody's getting attacked and people are filming. That makes me sick.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
Yeah, that's not really funny.
No, I don't like it. To me, I just don't. Why aren't you helping that person instead of filming this?
I feel the same way when they show like people that are addicted.
Yeah.
On the corner, it's just not really funny.
No, but this guy obviously had committed a crime. Look, I'm committing him.
It looked like he escaped his vehicle. That was being pursued or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm putting him as guilty before his trial. But,
right, we're guilty in him.
But you won't see too many people running. And it was a big guy.
He was a big dude, and he was determined he was going to get away.
Oh. Well, the thing was he was running uphill.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like it. We have huge hills, but he was running up a hill, and you could see he was starting to slow. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a long chase.
Yeah, the elevation started kicking your ribs.
Yeah, he was starting to slow, but all of a sudden. He got off that cement and he ran down the grass like, now's his chance.
The grassy knoll.
Yeah, but he got about, I want to say he got maybe 20 feet, 15 feet, and he got tased.
Yeah.
And
at least it was in grass,
Yeah, he got tased down on the ground.
Yeah.
So, that was good.
Man, yeah, don't do that.
No, and I know that, the police and I'm not sure if fire does it too, but, they practice tasing. Mm-hmm. They have to get tased at train. Oh man, I don't want to know.
Definitely would not do that.
No, I don't want to know that.
That'd be my last day.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be like, no, this ain't working out, man.
No, I'm out here.
If I gotta get tased, we're done.
God, yeah. But anyhow, they ended up catching guys. So he was criminally minded, whether he was guilty or not, and.
You wonder, like, do people like just panic in situations, that aren't common to them,
He had to.
Yeah.
Unless he was on some kind of...
Because you just really, the chances of you getting away are pretty slim anyways, right?
Yeah, unless he was... you remember...
Logic definitely wasn't playing a part in his thinking. Yeah,
do you remember when it was, in fact, that site put it out as well, you remember when, I think it was, I don't know if it was Fort Worth or it was a cop that was off duty. He got killed by a drunk driver, middle of the damn day.
Wow.
And the drunk driver started running.
Yeah.
And
not uncommon.
No. He got his vehicle and started running. And one of the other dudes were like, he was calling him every word in the book. Stupid.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and he tackled the guy and pinned him down until the cops got there to take him. But
yeah. That's good, but dangerous too to do that, as a citizen.
Yeah, because you never know what you're dealing with. Man. I mean, a
lot of good Samaritans get murdered trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I'm assuming that happened on Stand By Me, if you remember correctly in that movie.
I don't remember. Yeah,
it was. You remember the movie Stand By Me?
I remember it. I don't recall seeing
at
it.
End. No, they didn't have a scene at the end of the movie. He talked about how everybody went in their life and River Phoenix, who died in front of the Viper Room. His character in that show was killed when he tried to break up a fight in a restaurant or something like that. Yeah.
So that happens all the time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a hero.
No, not unless you have like a little skill,
Yeah.
Some people are more capable than others, obviously.
Yeah,
for different reasons or whatever. But
in fact, when we were at what used to be called Proof Rooftop,
right.
now it's Warehouse Live,
Mm-hmm.
Midtown. And Drowning Pool and Saliva was playing.
Yeah.
And they had a guy that all of a sudden, that's the thing I tell
Yeah,
people is
I remember that.
Yeah, go out and have a good time. Nobody acts the fool, but every once in a while, you'll see somebody acting the fool. And I couldn't tell you the last time before or after I've seen somebody act like that. But this guy was out of control, and what happened was
really fast.
Yeah, he got out of control, and one of the security guards tackled him. And when I'm telling you, the security guard, after they escort, I went to open the door because we were right there.
Yeah,
at the
we're
door.
right in front of it.
Yeah, and I was going to open the door for him and let him out, and he came back in. I held up a picture on my phone of Goldberg, for the wrestler, and because that's what he looked like, and that's how he tackled him. He goes,
yeah,
that's actually his name there. His nickname is Goldberg. Yeah, because if something goes awry, he's there to watch it.
Yeah.
But that was that's crazy. But I've seen videos of singers stopping a show.
Yeah,
if somebody's acting.
Well, they handled it really quick, and
stupid. Nobody.
Kudos to them, man. They cleared that out really fast,
very fast. The problem eliminated.
It was probably under 30 seconds. It was done. Yeah.
Well, I would say that it might have been 15 to 20 seconds.
And it might have been. Yeah, it was really quick.
Negotiate getting him out of the building for the next 30, 40 seconds, and then that was it.
But yeah, it was handled well.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got to have people that are, designed to do that too. Or that's their job. Take care of those kinds of problems.
Yeah,
regular people shouldn't try to take care of those problems.
Yeah, and if you're like me, if you're a little claustrophobic, you always know where all the exits are at every damn building. I guarantee you, I know where they all are.
We're sitting right by the exit.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was listening to. I have a tendency at night to like just put headphones on and listen to YouTube videos, and it was so it must have been, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was. No, it was longer than that, but it was the 20-something anniversary of the, maybe it was a couple of years. It was the 20-something anniversary. It was a couple of years ago, the 20-something anniversary of the fire in Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah, the rock
Great
club.
White. Yeah,
Great White. That was a while back.
Yeah, and so it was like a 20. It was a retro thing. They had people they were interviewing, and in that club, they had one exit, the front where everybody knew about, and it like a lot of clubs you go in like it's kind of condensed at the front. Well, they had a hallway on this one, but they had one exit behind the stage, which immediately got engulfed in flames because the pyro. It was one of the first things, and that's why 4 of the 5 band members got out. One didn't. And then, but what I didn't know, there was also another, I think there was another exit behind the merch booth. And I never knew about that until the other day. And they were talking about that, but also they were talking about, I didn't realize that people were throwing things up against the windows, breaking the glass and dragging people out that way as well. So, it was
definitely a tragic.
God, yes. Yeah, it's
ordeal, man. That was bad, yeah.
And if you know anybody,
I think some lawsuits happened because of that. Yeah.
Yes. And well, the pyrotechnics were, I think, set to go. I'm sure I'm wrong on this, but it was like they were 20 feet, set to go 20 or 15 feet, and the ceiling was only. It might have been 15 feet, and the ceiling was 8 to 9.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's.
Somebody should have known better.
Yeah, because they immediately called
negligence. That's what it is.
God, it is. Yeah. And
you're not going to win that lawsuit.
No, and it was terrible, man. You get some people dropped because of smoke inhalation, or even if they weren't in a fire, they were still getting burnt. So 100 people, man.
Yeah, it's terrible, man.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of changes though to a lot of places
that happened.
After that.
Yeah, just like any bad accident, yeah, they had several changes occur after that. Yeah.
Which needed to be done, obviously, for obvious reasons, because people don't think,
No.
Like,
and also, if you
that's
have
supposed to be their job, but they just don't think about
I just think it's always safe too to always know where your exits are in any place, anywhere you go.
Absolutely.
And know your surroundings a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I prefer some clubs, some venues better than others.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like some clubs because they have more, security and stuff like that. But I think it's great.
Yeah,
if you can support it, because obviously it's costing them money.
That's right.
But it's adding layers of security for you.
Yes.
To protect you while you're out and having a good time.
That's right.
And you don't have to stress about, is something going to happen? So I think they missed that point that's there for them for their benefit.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's the way, it's ironically funny, not funny, but yeah, if somebody was saying that, if you know somebody from Rhode Island, chances are they knew someone because it's a small state, man.
Right.
And yeah, I know at least I have 3 different families I have friends with up there, and one of them, I think his buddy died in that fire.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was there, but yeah, so yeah.
Well, hopefully nothing like that happens again.
No. Well, that changed a lot of laws. Yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
I want to say, because that wasn't in the contract. It wasn't allowed. It was not written in there at all. And now I'm
and the building was probably old. It probably wasn't up to code.
Oh.
Sprinkler systems weren't probably working.
Because the neighbors had complained about the noise.
Mm-hmm.
They had soundproof, but the stuff that they used to soundproof
completely
was
flammable.
Big time. Yeah. All of that
cheapest
is
stuff.
You can't do any of that now, and I'm sure that pyros,
just not allowed.
Written and not allowed. Yeah. So
you probably get a really, really nice fine.
Yeah,
for even attempting to do something like that.
Now, when we were at,
I haven't seen any in our area do any kind of pyro. Any venues.
They'll do it in the. They'll do it in the the AC or Toyota or NRG.
The big ones.
Yeah, they'll do it in those.
Actually, I think Iron Maiden had some.
And Metallica had them, and and when Metallica was playing, a buddy of mine was sitting. He was sitting to the side of the stage a little bit. I said, and I knew where I was at, which was once another show, but I was further back from where he was at. I was like, you're going to feel some heat in about 3 or 4 songs in. Yeah.
I mean, they've advanced the lights, so much now that, that's entertainment enough,
Yeah, and Metallica was doing drones,
Yeah.
So
the LEDs now are just so incredible, so bright, so they're intense, It's like hitting you, better than hitting you with a fire, So.
Yeah. So it's gotten a lot better, but the drones are pretty cool. I thought that, they've added that. We need to have, in fact, we need to find some expertise and have a drone podcast, I believe, one day.
Yeah.
Because I love them.
One day I'm going to become an expert in it. Sure.
They're fun, man.
Yeah.
I love mine. And,
I haven't dropped the hammer on it on getting one yet, but because when I do, I'm probably going to get a really nice one, But like when I bought my camera, I bought a $5,000 body, So
or if I upgrade, I can end up. Here you go.
Yeah, well, like I said, I want to get something that's pretty advanced,
That's all of mine are. Yeah, in fact, I always get I'm a user.
I haven't seen any less than 3,000 that have everything, and the Hasselblad cameras and
let me
stuff
tell
like
you.
That, so.
Check out the DJI Mini Pros. Yeah. They're really good. Mm-hmm. In fact, I like them because they're smaller, really small.
But how much do you use yours? I mean, how many hours do you have on yours?
I couldn't even tell you, but I've flown it several times. Everywhere I travel, I bring my drone and I bring my action cam. In fact, me and you discussing a minute ago, I said, well, we can talk about it on the podcast. I have to be in town. There's a band that's going to be staying at the house in Houston for a show on the 7th at Acadia of April. Mm-hmm. And Scotty Austin and them are coming through.
Okay.
And then when they leave, I know they're going out west. They have a festival with the Eclipse. We're going to have the Eclipse here in Texas, and it's going to be insanity on the roads. They have to go west to perform in a tournament. I don't have to go west. I have to be in Nashville for for Rick Monroe and the Hitmen are doing a vinyl release, and downtown Nashville they're doing a big thing, and we're going to be there. And Tony Satchery's, this guy has a wings place right there too, and they're going to be doing wings, and I think they're doing our dirty rice and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But my plan is, backtrack again. When we had that AT&T thing where the phones all went out, my Waze was working, but it was like it wasn't detecting some things. So I said, man, I'm gonna do like we used to. I think we talked about it a little bit. I'm gonna go and get an old map. So I did. I went and got the Rand McNally. I have it just in case.
The sextant.
Yeah, just in case I got to go that way. I did before in the past years. That's what we always did in the past. When you're a salesman and you were hitting all these stores, man, oh my God. Yeah, you had to have those, So, when I was a kid, I learned how to read maps because we traveled a lot by car. But I also got one. Somebody did one, and it's on Amazon, and it's on the exact time on the path of totality for the eclipse.
Solar eclipse, yeah.
Yeah. Now, that thing's going to come from the southwest side of Texas. It's going to go, it's
got a northeast
San Antonio's going to get, San Antonio's going to get a glimpse of, they're going to get some total darkness. Like, even where we're at, we're going to get 96.8%, and you'll get a little bit better here.
Yeah.
And
I paid extra for that.
That's right, you did. and it's going to track over Atlanta, Texas, which is on the northeast side of Texas, and right before you get into Arkansas and close to Louisiana border as well, up in that tri-state area. And it's going to go over Little Rock. My plan is as I'm going to Nashville, to get out early enough that Monday to where I'm in position so I can catch it on I want to catch it. I want to pull over to some spot where, man, you should see all the parks and stuff. They are all full. But all I need to do is and I'm sure the rest of the areas are going to be full too. I'll try and get to a place early enough to where I can go. I can go to Walmart parking lot if I have to. But I can go to Atlanta, Texas. I can get my drone up. And I can also get my action cam and put it out with the. I had the GoPro 7 Black. I got rid of that while I gave it to one of my kids, and now I have the DJI, which like the drone is the Mino. It's their action cam 4, I think maybe it's 3, 4. It's the last one they have out, and it has a great time lapse feature on it as compared to the GoPro where you had to do click, 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 photos. This one it's like the same commands on your camera as your iPhone, so it has a great hyperlapse. So I want to catch that as it's getting dark, then it's dark, and then the sun. It doesn't last forever. It doesn't last long, but I think it'd be nice to catch it. But like we were talking before, you got to have the right lens to make it look halfway decent, and I'm liable to screw this up. But I'd like.
And you're talking about millions of people going to have that.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
All over the internet. It's going to be bombed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I'm going to try and. I think it'll be really nice to look back on. And it's. But I mean, this will be the last one I'm sure I see
till 2044, I think,
or 50. Yeah. And we're talking. Who knows?
You might make it.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But but it's. It'll be nice. To maybe catch, but I will try and catch that while I'm out on the road.
Yeah.
Like I said before, anytime that I travel for work and stuff, if there's something extra that I can see along the way and pick up that's unusual, you're definitely right. I'll stop.
That's what the sunroof's for, man.
That's right. That's. Hey,
do you have a sunroof on your vehicle?
No, my wife.
Oh, you don't?
Does.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife has it. Yeah, we took that video, and that's her fancy car.
Oh, okay,
not mine. But it's. I'm planning on it. There's events that we're going to be doing, and we're going to have our logo out there and stuff. And at Daytona at that big ass festival in May. A week later, we'll be in at Sonic Temple Fest in Columbus, Ohio. Gonna do Louder Than Life. I think it's in September, but I'm not even sure. I can't remember when that festival is in Louisville later this year, and then Aftershock is in October. So yeah, and that's in Sacramento, California. So I'll be at all of those, yeah, and then trying to plan some things around there as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think that's things you can do when you're traveling by vehicle. If you don't fly, you get to stop and do a lot of things on the way.
Yep.
Remember last year, and
as long as you're not murdering people on the way.
Well, you try not
serial
to
killing is like just not
the railroad killer.
Yeah, it's not as popular as you
no,
think.
no, that's probably a lot of trouble. Yeah, and then yeah, I'm gonna. In fact, I talked to Jason White of Tulsa Homicide.
Speaking of serial killers,
yes, Tulsa Homicide.
I'll get you.
Talked to him of the First 48.
Yeah.
I asked him. I sent him a message the other day. I said, "Hey, I'm going to be coming back from Nashville and running some stores up there. And after we get done with that event, I said, I'm thinking about on the last day. There's a show. Coming through. There's a show in Wichita, Kansas, which isn't too far from him in Tulsa. I said, hey, you want to go there and meet my friends in Drowning Pool? So that Drowning Pool show in Wichita, Kansas, I'll be at, and Jason White of the First 48 is planning on going to that as well. So yeah, he loves his music as well.
Good.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that, and that's how I met. That's the Onyx Cave people that they've been really good to us. But they put some stuff out on our podcast as well, and I dropped in and saw them, and I'll probably stop and see them as well because they're right in the heart of a big chain that I need to run up in April. So I'll probably see them again this year. And,
cool.
Yeah, and also when I go out west, I was with. Well, look at me. I'm going to forget all of a sudden. Bartlett teamed up with God dog it, like my brain isn't working yet. In fact, we did this on their podcast today, and they were doing this. I was like, good, we aren't the only ones that forget what we're doing. But I know he has the Dadcast and a couple other podcasts. So when I go out there, and one of the guys, his name of his band is Elvis Monroe. That's not his name, but that's the name of the band. And they talked about getting me on. So when I'll drop in Vegas and see them. And then we talked about meeting up in that podcast is based out of Dadcast on them is based out of Grants Pass, Oregon. So I probably will drop in there and see them. I'm also looking at that. What does Oregon weather look like in October?
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, no, but I saw it.
Tricky.
I saw it, and I was like, no,
probably not too bad.
No, it'll be early in the month too, so which is good. But I plan on doing all that. So
cool.
But yeah, that
sounds like fun, man.
That's the plans.
I'll be here working, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure you will be. Yeah, the plan is to. Hold on, let me tell you. I was gonna tell you the name of that. Rob, you got anything to burn time while I'm looking this up?
I don't, man.
God, you just let me stand out here in the rain. Shame on you. Shame on you, man.
You're gonna make me edit.
God, you're gonna have to edit
all the dead air.
Dead air. No, I'm sorry. It was a Grind Lifestyle podcast, and
Grind
Lifestyle.
Okay,
they're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and teamed up with Bartlett because Bartlett had some shirts and they had some shirts, and they kind of just teamed up together. And I like them. There's some good fitting shirts, so I've been wearing.
Yeah, it's nice when you get like you buy a merch and it's like good quality shirt, because you do get some that are just like really horrible and they don't fit well. And the arms are cut weird, and
this is a box shirt I'm wearing right now.
Not fun to wear.
Yeah, but their shirts are really good. Kind of like those T-shirts I told you that I've been wearing. These are cut just like that, and I love it. So, But yeah,
Yeah, and you find a good one, you tend to wear it more, right? It makes you want to wear it, right?
yeah, because I'm
So I think it's smart for people to just spend a little bit extra, and get a good quality shirt, because I think it'll make you want to wear it more,
Yeah, well, I mean, in my last weigh-in, and I've dropped 52 pounds, so
Wow,
I've had to clear out a lot of. I have a lot of sleep in. I kept some of them to sleep in, but
yeah.
I'm also thinking about doing the quilt thing where you take the shirts and you make the quilt out of. So, yeah,
cool.
that's a possibility as well. But yeah, that's about it, man. That's about all that's on my mind today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up, man.
All right, man.
Well, thanks for joining us on the Nonsense Chronicles today, and please like and subscribe. And it's also good when you listen to these podcasts, wherever you get it from, that if you download it, then you can erase it after. But where we get all our recognition from these sites is if we have downloads.
Oh, I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah, I wasn't for a long time when I first started listening,
Yeah.
but then I was. It does make a difference.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, well, we're getting there, man.
We'll get there.
Yeah. And you can find us on every other platform as well on social media. And we are out of here.
Later.